Alright guys, well this is going to be the next update on the 37 rat rod. Alright, so last time we worked on it, we worked on the rear fender wells and we got the gas tank and all that stuff in there. And I asked you guys what your thoughts were on how to do the rear hatch. And most people said mouth, rest of the people said barn doors. That was the main consensus between everybody. Alright, but I looked into doing the barn doors, okay? I searched for a hinge that was going to work the way I want it. There's lots of cabinet hinges that'll work the way I want, but I found these hinges that would work to use on a trunk lid, but they have this big bend in order to make the doors come out and open, and I don't have the space behind it. I'm really limited on the space behind it, so I had to come up with something more compact. So what I came up with, these are the rear hinges off of a Chevy like Malibu, all right? The way they work is they take and lift up and open, okay? So the way I'm looking at doing it is mounting them on the side, mounting the trunk door to it, and it'll come out and flat. Okay, that's back to me. All right, we're gonna start with that and see how that looks. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the rear trunk back in half. I've only tacked it in a few places. We're gonna work on mounting the bottom half. Okay, if the bottom half opens good and we like the way it opens, then I'll figure out the top. I'll either put it together and make the whole thing come out, or we'll go with the mouth design and have the top piece just 12 o'clock up. So that's what I'm gonna work on. We're gonna get this guy cut apart. I got some body damage here that I need to kind of refine a little bit to make things close up better. Then we'll reinforce the sidewalls with some 1x1 tubing, square tubing. I'll give us something to mount this to, and we'll go from there. So split it, reinforce it, and then we've got to try to work on this. Now, if I would have been smart, I would have figured all this out before anything was behind it, so I could have got in the car from behind and just worked everything out. But I didn't do it that way, so I got to make it work what we have. Now cutting it in half will at least let me get behind it. So we're going to do that. I'll cut it in half. I'll rework some of this body work and see if we can start putting these together. They're kind of a cool design. I mean, they come down, they lift away and then tilt. So I think it'll work good like that. All right. So, all right, let's get to it.
In the morning, I love it in the evening, I love it in the daytime, nighttime, any other time is the right time. Gonna do tonight. Got women's in the high place, got women's in the blue hill, got women's on the east side, the west side, and any other side is the best side. Gonna do tonight.
All right, so I cut this, it's like 1x2 that I had. I figured the bigger surface was gonna be more room to play with the hinge. So, and I've cut it to the taper. Of course, as usual, it's not a zagged. I gotta fill the gap. But I've got this one clamped up. Now this is the good side. So we're gonna stitch this side in, and I made a duplicate piece to go on this side, so try to refine it back a little bit. I beat out most of the dent. Still not right. We had a lot of damage in here that had cut out. So what we'll end up doing is putting the other piece on this side and then remaking some of these sheet metal pieces to try to straighten it all out. All right?
Got women's in the high place, got women's in the blue hill, got women's on the east side, the west side, any other side is the best side. Gonna do tonight, gonna do tonight, gonna do tonight, gonna do
All right, well, we got that rail remade over here. and about 80% of that dent's gone. This thing's got a couple twists. I mean, there's a bad dip over here and there. It's a rat rod, all right? So look, I'm gonna take now and go ahead and split this trunk in half, cut all these tacks, and then we can start working on laying out the hinges, where they're gonna mount, and then we can see if it moves, and then we'll figure out the rest. All right. Alright guys, once I cut this thing apart and put it back in, that bottom area that was tweaked out didn't look that bad when the whole door's together, but when it's just a half, it throws everything out. So I've got to figure out a way to tweak the bottom right corner. It kicks out probably about 1.5 inches. And if you push it in, then this comes out back and forth. So got to get creative here and come up with some way to bend this thing back without creasing the whole freaking thing. So that's what I'm working on. All right, well, I got it. So jamming it in between the tires and just muscling it, I was able to bend it enough that the whole thing sits pretty freaking good. So, all right, now let's try to lay these hinges in.
Till the break of dawn, y'all gonna have to sing that song. One day and won't be long. Y'all gonna be dead and gone. Y'all gonna be dead and gone. Y'all gonna be dead and gone.
All right, guys, well, to get it to move right, I had to cut a lot of the floor away, which was fine because that piece back there is pretty rough. I wanted to go ahead and put a new piece in. I think I'm gonna put a little tray right there so I can leave a couple tools down in there. You know, nothing crazy, but I think it'd be a good little spot for it. So anyway, guys, here it is so far. It goes to there and back. So it doesn't like to get moving now because it's a tight fit, but it'll loosen up after I get it all shaped up better. It'll actually come loose and it closes smooth, but opening's a little tight. It's on the bottom here, wants to rub. But all right, there we go. So, all right, on the next one, we'll pick it up from here, all right? So, on the next one, we'll finish out all the welding in it. We'll start figuring out the top, whether we're gonna attach it to this or we're gonna make it open separately. I might make it open separately and, you know, just put some external hinges up here to look cool, something like that. So, I'll be working on that next. So anyway, guys, if you like this video, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you want to see what else I've done, There's some links over here. All right, guys, you have a great night. Bye.